Hey there guys, so the last time in the anime, we saw that Nagumo did got the compass that points in the direction where his heart desired, along with the evolution magic. But it is hard to use the evolution magic, because it requires way too much mana. After that, Nagumo got back to the Beast Men settlement where he admits that now he has developed feelings for Shia. And Kaori and Tio were jealous of it, but later on, finally, Nagumo accepted Shia and kissed her to confirm his love. So Tio and Kaori were planning to work harder to join the harem. After which Suzu begged Nagumo to take her along to the next dungeon, because she wants to be powerful enough to confront Eri and bring her back from her wrong path. Eri was one of the prime reasons Kaori had died before, but seeing her and others requesting so hard, Nagumo agreed. But Eri and the Demon King were planning something big again, and sent out people like God's Apostle to kidnap those who are close to Nagumo and her friends, unaware of Eri's treacherous plan. Nagumo and others were still in the Beastmen forest, and Nagumo saw Shizu training hard in the morning. She was startled, but they were soon about to enter another dungeon, so she was training while she could. Nagumo noticed something is wrong with here, but Shizu thought there was nothing wrong. Yet Nagumo didn't believe her, and he closed the gap between them, and Shizu thought he was up to something, but it was just her perverted mind. Nagumo just wanted to have her blade, and nothing else. Because he could power it up, and while working, Shizu enjoyed herself seeing him, and Nagumo had thought of casting buffs on everyone's equipment. But Shizu suddenly fell down, and slept hard, as she was exhausted, and later on the ship, she was embarrassed that Nagumo saw her sleeping. But right now, they were making their way to the last dungeon, which was located in a snow region, and Nagumo was using the compass to get there. It was working just as it was supposed to. It's even directing to the point where the user desired. It also gives the feeling of how far they are. But the magic consumption was ridiculously high, and their others came in from their training. They were trying out their weapons, and the buff Nagumo had casted. But working on Koki's Holy Sword proved too difficult, because the Holy Sword was a masterpiece and made to perfection, so there was no room for improvement anyways. Their destination was still far ahead, but their ship couldn't fly over there, so everyone were ready to drop down in the snow to make their journey to the dungeon, and thanks to Nagumo's relic, no one were feeling the slightest bits of cold. Shia was taking advantage of the opportunity to play in the snow for a while, but she fell down a cliff that was covered in snow. Nagumo, Yui, Kaori, and Tio had no reaction at all, even though their girl had fallen down, because they knew Shia would be fine, so they followed her down. Suzu was hesitant to jump, but Tio encouraged her that fighting in the dungeon is much worse than jumping down the cliff, so she gave a little push by throwing her down. So others gathered their courage and courses down and met up with others, and just then Shia came out unharmed as well, and got a punishment for being so carefree. But seeing her free spirit makes them relax a bit, and Shia was happy for that, so they continued further down the way, and came across some cute bunnies. Shizu was fallen flat for cuteness and approached Nagumo, but he crushed the darn cute thing down and started to rip apart that bunch. Everyone were in shock. Shia couldn't speak and Shizu passed out, so other two boys joined in on the fun, making an enemy out of girls. But those rabbits could suck out heat, so if anyone hugs it, they were done for. Yet girls and their hunger for cuteness. Anyways, Yui was busy comforting Shia, as because she's a bunny herself. But Nagumo makes it clear that Shia is the only rabbit that matters to him. Well, it beings her back, and Tio and Kaori were still thinking of working hard to join the harem. Yui thought it'd be a useless effort, but Suzu and Shizu were talking that it would have been impossible to have harem in Japan, and for some reason Shizu was spacing out. Ryutaro had noticed the change as well, but suddenly the wind picked up the pace, and they came to a crossroads, where they had to take the right and face the blizzard to go ahead. Tio was ready to cast her magic, but Suzu wanted to have his chance to try out her new skill. It was good to practice before the fight starts, so Suzu used her fans to cast a magic barrier fast. With that, the way got much easier to pass, and soon they arrived at the entrance to the frozen cave. The compass was pointing straight ahead, but Shia heard something approaching, and the ice cave began to create ice monsters. Nagumo took care of them, but they were healing themselves due to the surrounding advantage, so Nagumo saw through his magic eye that the core was in the wall, so he tried to snipe it, but moved out further to a different place. So Tio came to the conclusion that the wall is actually a monster itself, which means this whole cave is a monster. Any ice monster separated from it is a part of its body. So the battle begins again as the ice monsters get back up again. And this time, the boss showed up. It had a high defense, plus there were too many minions around to overwhelm them. So Koki planned to take care of the boss, and Nagumo knew this. So he lets him and his party have fun enjoying the battle with the boss while he takes care of the mob with his girls. Kaori used her light attack to make a way for him. And Koki's attack did work on it, but the turtle used a beam attack, and Suzu saved everyone with her barrier. But the boss was using this time to recover. So Shizu realized they had to take it down in one strike. Koki had a powerful move, but he needed time to charge it. So others were ready to distract the boss for Koki, and Shizu cuts down its leg. Ryutaro did his work as well, and Nagumo helped out Shizu even without looking her way. That had bought enough time, and Koki used his ultimate to penetrate that turtle's defense and defeat it in the end. But another ice monsters took the core of the boss, which means the boss would survive if they don't destroy it. Koki was in no condition to release another attack, and Shizu also missed because of that the core went into the wall. But for some reason it gave them a path forward to the next stage, and moving on. Only Koki heard something here, no one else did. But our episode 10 ends right there, so stay tuned to watch another episode of this anime. For that, subscribe the channel, and hit the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Till then, take care.